The Dallas Cowboys have done it again. Another year, another playoff exit, and the questions are starting to mount, not only for head coach Mike McCarthy, who I would be surprised if he was back next year, but on quarterback Dak Prescott as well. The Cowboys organization was used to winning Super Bowls. Used to is the key word here. If you grew up in the 90s, you remember an organization that was basically addicted to winning. Fast forward to today, the Cowboys are approaching 30 years without a Super Bowl appearance. 30 years. 1995 was their last one. Who would have ever imagined? But this year, at home, as the 2 seed, they folded before the game even started. A once proud organization and a team that many thought had a chance to win a Super Bowl this season are starting to question the whole structure, fabric, and core of organization. But this shouldn't have come as a surprise. The writing was on the wall. Here's why. All right, so let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys for a minute and what the hell they can do. This team is in big trouble. How I structure my videos, if you haven't seen them before, we give you 3 facts right at the beginning of the video about the topic we're talking about, and then 3 opinions. And sorry if you guys see me keep touching my nose and stuff. To be honest with you, allergies are through the roof right now. Unbelievable. I hate allergies, by the way, and I'm sure everyone else does. That's not a hot take here. So, all right, let's talk about the 3 facts. The first fact is this shouldn't have come as a surprise, because look at the games the Cowboys have won this year and lost. Let's talk about their wins. The Giants, Jets, Patriots were their first 3 wins of the season, sandwiched between a loss to the Cardinals, and that's without Kyler Murray. They lost to the 49ers. Chargers win, no good. Rams, maybe their best win of the season, 43-20 against the Rams. If I am not mistaken, Matt Stafford was playing that game, so that was their best win of the season. Then they lost to the Eagles, beat the Giants, beat the Panthers, beat the Commanders, beat my Seahawks, beat the Eagles, lost to the Bills, which, by the way, that restructured the whole Bills season, and lost to the Dolphins, who, let's be frank, Dolphins never beat good teams, and beat the Lions in the most controversial call of the whole entire season. We all remember that ineligible receiver, he didn't report, he reported. That should have been a loss too. The Cowboys were frauds all year, and we missed it, including myself. I missed it. I missed out on the Cowboys being a fraud. I actually thought they had a chance to win the Super Bowl. This fact, Cowboy fans, close your ears. Seriously, close them. You might not want to hear this, but the Cowboys just became the first 2 seed in NFL history to not play in a divisional round. How's that so? Don't forget, 2 seeds used to get a bye. Since the playoff expanded to 7 teams, they're the first 2 seed to lose to a 7 seed in history. Not good. And not just that, the Cowboys are the first team since the AFC and NFC merger in 1970 to have 3 straight 12-win seasons and not make a Super Bowl. Talk about regular season success only. That's what the Cowboys are. Regular season monsters, playoff. I don't even know what a word to use them. That is PG. And this fact, here's the last fact. This one, I'm so sorry I even have to bring it up. Since 2002, that was the year the Houston Texans came into the NFL. The Houston Texans have more playoff wins since 2002 than the Dallas Cowboys. You call yourself America's team, you might not even be Texas's team at this point. I feel bad, though, because I do understand. I'm not a Cowboys fan or a Cowboys hater. I actually don't really hate anyone. I'm just a big Seahawks fan, but I don't really hate teams. I can't find it in me to hate teams because this game is so beautiful. And the storyline of the Cowboys being good is so much better than the Cowboys losing. They really are America's team. They are. So seeing them lose actually hurts me. But now let's talk about my 3 opinions. And the first one is Dak Prescott. The Cowboys need to draft a quarterback. I'm not saying they need to bench Dak Prescott, but they should be drafting quarterbacks until they find someone better than Dak. Dak is good. And here's the problem with Dak. We always say this. I hear everyone always say this. Dak is such a great guy. he's such a good person. He's such a gentleman. He's such a leader. He's such a professional. All true, by the way. Then they go, but if you have to preface everything with all that before you talk about the guy, he's just not that good. He's an average quarterback. And I know you're going to come here and tell me he led the NFL in touchdown passing this year. He was an MVP candidate for a little bit. I even made a video saying he should be the MVP about 5-6 weeks ago. I was wrong. Plain and simple. Dak is a good, not great quarterback. And in this league, great quarterbacks win Super Bowls, not good quarterbacks. And I think that's the problem with Dak. They have Trey Lance backing him up right now. They should go get a guy in the second or third round, probably a third round pick. I'm not saying go and find Dak's replacement, but just like they had Dak behind Tony Romo and then he came out of nowhere, just like they had Tony Romo behind Drew Bledsoe and he came out of nowhere. Keep drafting quarterbacks, stockpile them, because one day you're going to need to get a guy better than Dak Prescott if you want to win a Super Bowl, and that's just a fact. He's 2-5 in the playoffs. Not good. People used to make fun of Tony Romo for being not good in the playoffs. Same with Dak. Also, this one really sucks if you're a Dak Prescott fan or a Cowboys fan. September, he has a winning record. October, he has a winning record. November, he has a winning record. December, he has a winning record. January, Dak Prescott has a losing record. You're not going to win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott as your quarterback. And the Cowboys are about winning Super Bowls. Jerry Jones is 81 years old. So it takes me to my second opinion. It's time to find a new head coach. And you better make a splash with this head coach and not just a yes man. Jerry Jones is 81 years old. And God bless his soul. I hope he lives to 130. But he's 81 years old. So it might be time for him to be desperate to win his Super Bowl. I think there's only 2 coaches, maybe a third one that's a wild card, and a fourth one that's a wild card. Let's go with the 2 wild cards. Mike Vrabel, good coach, good culture builder. I think the problem with him, he didn't get the money in Tennessee that he needed to be successful. He'll get that in Dallas. Pete Carroll, wild card, good winner, good culture guy. Might be able to go in there 4 or 5 years and win a Super Bowl. Kind of similar Dak, Russell Wilson, get Micah Parsons, get a good defense. I could really see Pete Carroll being the Cowboys coach. Those are my 2 wild cards. But my 2 favorites, easily, Jim Harbaugh. I know the Chargers are interviewing him. Go give him the world. He's a winner. He's a serial winner. I know he didn't win the Super Bowl in San Francisco, but he went to the Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick, who after Jim Harbaugh left, had no career. Go get Jim Harbaugh or go get Bill Belichick. Because Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time. And just like Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers and winning a Super Bowl, Bill Belichick would love to go somewhere and bring them a Super Bowl. And the world would explode. It would literally explode if Bill Belichick went to the Dallas Cowboys. And last but not least, and this goes back to the whole coach, the whole organization and whole needs a culture shift. It's not just, how about them Cowboys? We win championships. No. You guys need to humble yourselves. Jerry Jones needs to humble himself. This organization has so much work to do, and they have so much potential, obviously. They're the Dallas Cowboys. Of course they have potential. This is the best. They're called, like I said it before, they are called America's team for a reason, and that's because they're America's team. They're the most popular team. They're the most famous team. They're the most watched team. They're the team that people care about the most. They're the most, I would say, polarizing team. You either love the Cowboys or hate the Cowboys, or you're like me somehow and you're in the middle and you don't really care, love or hate. You just try to find interesting stories. But yeah, you need a whole culture shift, and you need to bring in someone who's not a yes man. Bill Belichick, it will not be a yes man. Jim Harbaugh will not be a yes man. Pete Carroll will not be a yes man. And Mike Vrabel will not be a yes man. Those 4 candidates would not bow down to Jerry Jones. And it might piss off Jerry at times. I think Jerry's at the point now he'd rather be pissed off a little bit if that means he puts a ring on his finger. So those are my 3 opinions about the Dallas Cowboys. They need to get a smarter head coach. They need to go draft quarterbacks in case they find Dak's replacement, and it's going to come sooner than later. And the organization needs a full culture shift if they want to win a Super Bowl. So thank you for reaching here, the end of this video. My name is George Arjour, or George on Tap is all my usernames. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, wherever, George on Tap. I really appreciate you watching. If you got to the end of this video, the only way you'll see more of my videos is if you like and subscribe and comment, just like interact with it. That'd be really helpful. I try to put out 3 takes a week. I might up that a little bit as I get, I'm getting a little more consistent with the takes. We also run, I'm part of the Sports on Tap network. We run a bunch of content there. Seattle on Tap. If you are a Seattle sports fan, you can find us there. Me and my brother run this company. We're having a lot of fun doing it. We're still in the startup phase. I think we're 3 years in now, almost 4. And this is the time we're really hoping to grow, and that can only come from your guys' help. So if you liked it, do all that. Really appreciate you watching here till the end, and we'll see you guys next time.